Hello guys, this is I'm gonna be making this video because I'm gonna talk about my situation here, and I wasn't planning to do this video, but I couldn't sleep. Hello guys, this is Hello guys, this is Hello guys, this is I'm gonna be making this video because I'm gonna talk about my situation here, and I wasn't planning to do this video, but I couldn't sleep, and I guess I just can't sleep. It's it's like around past midnight. It's about to be 1 o'clock, and I can't. So let me get settled real quick. Okay. So let me tell you about what's happening with me. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my situation. I do want to talk about the police incident that has happened and the attorney that has happened. So basically what happened was I think I made a video about this already. It's on my computer, but I'm going to redo it. And I'm going to try and keep this as short as possible. So basically is I made a mistake. As I was driving, I got out of the car, and forgive me, I'm tired, guys, so it's, I'm not in the position to tell my whole story right now. And I accidentally had a camera in front, in my back, or on my side, or whatever. And the police drew his gun at me. And then I went inside the car. They called for backup, and they basically, it's not as bad as it sounds, guys. It's really not. I simply freaked out. I got scared. I freaked out. During the time when it would happen, I didn't know why the officer pulled me over. I should have stayed in my car, and I acknowledge that. And apparently I was arrested because of that, which I'm not going to argue about whether that's justified or not. I don't make those rules, and if it was up to me, you shouldn't be arrested just for that reason, but whatever. And that was about it. And I did set the wrong thing, and I want to address that real quick. I was not aggressive towards anybody during that whole instance. I was completely compliant most of the situation. In fact, pretty much the whole time I was compliant. The only time that I so-called disobeyed the order was just the initial 10-second interaction part. That was about it. And I say 10 seconds because that's approximately about the time scale that it happened so fast. So basically I got out, I freaked out of the car, I accidentally scared the officer, which I didn't intend to, and I apologize for that. And I went back inside the car. I was willing to comply. I just wanted to make sure I was safe. The cop that came in, different cop, that police officer that came in, he wanted me to get out of the car. I asked him, I remember him asking, like, what's going to happen after I get out of my car? And I asked him that because I wanted to make sure I'm safe. I didn't know what was going to happen. I was already scared enough at the time. And I accidentally did a little hand movement. It wasn't much. I thought I did, but then when I saw my own footage, I guess it wasn't. And I got out of the car, I was arrested, and that was about it. I did say accidentally the wrong thing. I meant to say that if I was a criminal, the shots would have been fired or something like that if I was a criminal. I meant to say it in that regard. I did not meant to say anything of a threat to the officer. Basically, I said the wrong thing. I'm not going to tell you what that is on this video. Maybe I'll tell it later. Maybe I've already mentioned it in some other video. I don't remember. But I said something accidentally that I did not even meant to say. And for that part, I apologize to the police officers because they were shaking. I was shaking. It was a bad situation on my part. I fucked it up, and I learned my lesson really well. And I'm not just saying that I did. And next time, I'm just gonna do my utmost respect to be compliant as much as possible. Now, I know you guys are not used to this video because, you know, you're so used to, like, being perfected. But the truth is, none of us are perfect. And I don't want anybody to start thinking that. I want us to be... I'm a very truthful person. Anybody that knows me, I always tell the truth. I never lie. I don't have a reason to lie. I don't want to lie. I don't want to deal with that baggage. And for the record, I've never hurt anybody in real life. I never even contemplated that. I never will. And especially now, since I'm a very different person from what I was 10 years ago. Because I did have a childhood trauma growing up due to isolation and being left out and being treated with prejudice against me by my so-called, by the fucked up family members growing up. And yeah, they were pretty fucked up. I had my life threatened one time by these different family members who threatened to kill me by a very narcissistic piece of shit husband and a wife that fucking defends him, and the whole family that fucking defends him, simply because I said to the wife, I do not want to talk to you. That's a different story, but that happened like 4 years ago. So and because of that, I grew a lot of distrust amongst society because of that, even amongst police officers, mainly because I don't see these people being, you know, charged with what they should be charged. I see a lot of reckless drivers out there, and to me, it's like you see practically everybody breaking the rule. But because I fucked up, I don't know if they're trying to set an example of me. I don't know what the fuck's going on. But I am fighting my case because of that. Now, it's not as bad as I made it sound, actually. What I mean by not as bad, it means that I wasn't aggressive the whole time. And I don't even say the initial part I was aggressive. I just simply, and when I yelled, it wasn't the intention of yelling at the officer. It was the intention of communicating, or why am I being pulled over? And the officer said, because of vehicle registration. And that's when I realized I did fucked up. And I apologize for that. I really do. And the issue is not with the police officers. And by the way, this incident happened like 8 months ago. It happened a long time ago. Even longer now, since this video is going to be uploaded. The issue is not with the police officers. The issue is with the attorney that I hired. When I hired her, she charged me cheaply, $1,000. I hired her because I thought she was going to help my case, fight it to have dismissed, and, you know, argue that it was just a misunderstanding on my part, and just leave it at that, or at least have some kind of plea deal that's fair, that involves, you know, some agreement with the prosecutor. That's what I wanted it. That's ultimately what I wanted it, because the truth is, guys, we all make mistakes, but the truth is, I am indeed a law-abiding citizen. I obey the rules of the roadway. I do drive a lot, 7 hours every day for food delivery. I drive way too much, and I try to get up early in the morning, even though I fail at that. But I try to get up early in the morning, and I try to work every day up to 2 p.m. That's been my routine, and I obey rules. I am the safest driver. I follow the rules of the roadway, and, you know, that should mean something. But apparently, it doesn't. To these people. I hope I'm wrong about that, because that mistake that I made, it should not I should not have my liberty or my freedom being taken away just for that. I think what's fair is to reach an agreement. So, anyways, when I heard the attorney, I was hoping for a fair plea deal. And I'm going to tell you what happened real quick. And I guess I wasted 10 minutes, but that's okay. I kind of gave you the gist of it, of what's been going on. And I apologize for the people who are watching this video. But I'm being very truthful, guys. And I've been truthful from the start as much as I can. So when I heard the attorney, I didn't remember much about the incident that happened. She extended the court thing for them to release the discovery. And look this up, guys, if you don't know what that means. It means like all the footages, the release there. And I was hoping to watch the discovery, which I did, but we watched it in her office. She read me the police reports through the phone and then the discovery through her office. And what I was hoping for is I was hoping to have access to the police footage, to the police records, to all the records, so I can look at it on my own time. And that's important to me because I like to investigate myself. I like to know what am I being accused with and everything. So I saw the discovery with two people, and they know who they are, and it didn't look as bad as I thought it was, as the police, especially with the police reports, as they made it sound bad. And I repeatedly asked my attorney if she can send me the discovery. She plainly denies it. She says she's not allowed to, which I've called bullshit on that, but whatever. But she's probably going to just argue something stupidly like, well, I gave him access. He just didn't want to view it or some shit like that, which is not true. The problem with that is that I don't want to have to force myself to waste my mileage to set up an appointment with her that she will probably cancel on me just to put the footage on a time frame. And I guess I might have to do that, but it's very hard for me to do that at this point, because she didn't want to give me access to the files for the reason that I might persecute myself or some dumb shit like that. And the attorney, when I met with her on Monday on October, what the heck was that? October, I forgot, whatever. On Friday, September 30th, I believe, because that was the last day of the month. It was on Friday. I think it was like at 4 p.m. or something. I don't remember the exact time. That's not that important. But I went to her office, and I was hoping, and she read me that she was gonna try and get me into this diversion program, where basically I would it's a 2 year long commitment where you get to choose a doctor and you get to I'm tired, guys, forgive me. And you have to follow the protocols of the doctors or the court, and has to satisfy through the court and all that stuff for the case to have dismissed, which I would have been fine with doing. Unfortunately, I don't agree with the part where you have to take medication, because I'm willing to comply with all the procedures. If they wanted me to take anger management, I'm willing to do that, or whatever they want me to do. However, under the condition that I should never be forced to take medication against my will. That's all. And for those that are watching this video, you say, well, isn't that fair? According to this situation, yes. But that's the reason why I rejected it. And I said I don't feel comfortable with it, especially the way she was talking to me. Like, she was giving me an hour-long rant about this. She didn't let me much utter a sentence. But I was respectful, and and if she says I wasn't, then she's going to be lying at that point, and that's a problem. She's already lied one time, by the way. She said that she told me that not to show up on Monday. I told you specifically on Friday not to show up. She never, ever once stated that, by the way. That's the part that she lied. and I'll go over that. That wasn't on the day that I was with the attorney. So, but that was it. She wanted me to. I said thank you, but let's see what the plea deal would be. Well, you're already close-minded, and she just started like calling me close-minded and all that stuff. And I didn't feel comfortable. I really did not feel comfortable. I felt like very afraid. She literally made me afraid even more. So I didn't trust her at that point. She didn't want to give me the access to the file so I can review myself. She said I didn't have a case, but she didn't want me to, when I mean give me access, I'm talking about like send me the file so I can review it. And no, I wasn't going to share the files with social media. I would never fucking do that, by the way. Unless they do something illegal, I would never do that. But that was the whole point of all that. I wanted to review for myself as a researcher, to be well informed, which I have every right to be. I don't think she did a properly good job to do that. She said some weird words. I think her words were like, we're not even going to allow you to have a trial, or some shit like that. Some weird shit like that. So I showed up to the court date. She didn't tell me not to show up, by the way. I show up. That same day on Friday, that same day on Friday, I actually went to the court, not for my case, but for a different trial, just to learn the process. And I did that. And I learned the process. And I saw the district attorney there and all that stuff, which I didn't know who he was at the time, but I guess he recognized me because that's what the attorney told me or said. And that was it. I showed up. That's it. I learned the process, and then I showed up back on October 3rd on Monday. And Saturday, yeah. And I showed up at 8:30 early in the morning with two people, and one of them is my family, and the other one is a friend, I guess. She's and I'm grateful for that lady to show up as well. And I did. We waited. There were like 40 cases they were hearing. Each attorney it wasn't just my case. It was a lot of cases that were being presented, and they told me to text my attorney. I didn't feel comfortable texting her, so they did, and they texted the attorney, and the attorney responded to them. They told them that I was in there, and the attorney got mad, and yes, she did got mad, and told them, "Whoa, tell him to leave," or some weird shit. Tell him to, or some weird like that. And this is true, guys. I'm not making this shit up. This is really true. This is what happened. Why do you think I'm like terrified of this? See, the incident that happened with me is not the situation is not the police officer part. The situation is what's happening with the court and the attorney or whatever the heck. So they told me not to show up, or my attorney told me, because of fear of persecuting myself or that he might act out, which I never acted out. Okay? Even with that incident that happened with the police, I never acted out. I simply got out of the car, fucked up, said the wrong thing, and that was it. I was compliant throughout the whole process even. And the police officers know that. And they probably even stated that in their fucking police reports. But she told me not to, and keep in mind, this attorney who talks way too much. So I stayed there. They were taken by surprise. Especially the family member that lives with me. And yes, we have our issues, but we are getting better in our relationship, and we are much happier, and we're going to continue to get better, because I wasn't perfect either in the past. I had problems in the past, but I have gotten better, and that's true, by the way. I'm not just saying that. I really have gotten better. The improve on the medication that I've been taking. That they legalize. I'll let you figure that out what that is. But it has helped me. It really has. And no, guys, I haven't taken it last night. There's some days that I take it, some days that I skip it. This is one of those days that I haven't taken it. And I'm happy that, it feels good not to take it. It really does. Um, so it's one of those things where you have to kind of find a routine. But anyway, so she told, so so as I was sitting in the courtroom with two people, she went, my attorney, I'm not going to name them on this video for obvious reasons. She showed up, and the moment I saw her show up, she went straight into the district, to the DA. She walked directly. The moment she went through the door, she walked directly through the DA, and she was like gossiping with the DA. As I saw that, I was shocked. I did not know what to make with it. I did not know what the fuck was going on. I was simply shocked. Because now you have an attorney who doesn't give you access to the file so you can review yourself, telling you not to show up on that same, or not, she didn't tell me, but she told them to tell me not to show up. And now I'm seeing her gossiping with the DA. I'm not making this shit up, guys. This is the absolute truth of what happened, and it's on the fucking record, on the fucking videos that they have. And my case was finally called something about Ricardo didn't accept the divergence, so therefore something about probation or something. It went so fast I barely even heard it. And then after that, she went to other cases, and then the two people that I was with, they wanted to talk to her. I didn't want to talk to her at that point, but they did. So I followed them with them, and they finally talked to her, and she gave a hour lecture of this whole thing, which I've documented that because I had to at that point. Like I felt like something was off, and I'm glad I did. And I have to be careful with the words I say, even because I don't want to be attacked or be used against me or anything like that. So, forgive me if I'm leaving certain details off. And those details are not what happened in the conversation. Those details are off the conversation. Maybe I'll explain that later. And she used the word mental health. We tried to help him. We tried this. He's not well. He's Ricardo this, Ricardo that, Ricardo this, Ricardo that, Ricardo this, Ricardo this, Ricardo this. He's not well. He's blah, 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 just rambling. And we tried to help him. And it's just like, I told him not to. Like, it's just weird. Demonizing even. The truth is, guys, I am not a mentally insane person. I am a completely sane person. Okay? I haven't done anything to make people think that I'm insane. And none of us are perfect. Heck, even when I met with my district attorney, she fucking yelled at a dog. So, heck, I even overheard her yelling, screaming even. So, I don't want to call her insane, but it does seem like that. And I don't like doing that, and I feel guilty even doing that. Because I'm not trying to attack my attorney. I just simply do not like the fact that she lied to me, told me that about the part that not to show up. She never mentioned that to me. Yes, she expressed it in other meetings, I guess. She didn't even express it at all. The most I've heard was like, I'm gonna I think I said one time that I'm gonna show, like on a different meeting, that I'm gonna show up to my case. And she said, "Why? Nothing happens there." Those were her exact words. That's the most she's ever said. And for her to lie to me, tell me not to show up, and then for her to gossip with the district attorney, and for her not giving me not allowing me to view the files on my own time, which is ultimately what I wanted, and telling me that I was gonna act crazy if I showed up to court when the opposite is true. I've been very let me tell you guys, I want to make a disclaimer. I would never ever act crazy on a court. Okay, I never will. I will always do my utmost best to be respectful. But the fact that she says stuff like that, she doesn't know anything about me. She falsely represented me. Whatever the fuck motion she filed, I am very scared, I guess. So I'm trying to find the records of my case, and I'm trying to get what the fuck is it called? A public defender to help me with my case. I'm happy I made this video, guys. It doesn't look good on my part when it comes to the police part, but I did mention about the attorney part. I did talk about the police thing better in the other video. In fact, I wanted to make a whole video devoted to that. So that's what happened, guys. And now I couldn't sleep because of this, and now I'm having this 2 months of my life waiting for my next court day, which is on December. On December, is terrifying. I want us to reach a plea deal. I don't want to lead this to trial. I don't want to have to fight this to trial. I don't want to. It should not be leading to trial. What I want is a nice, fair plea deal that doesn't involve me getting locked up and that doesn't involve me taking medication against my will. If they offer me medications and, to take it optionally, I'll happily do. I'll happily, take whatever recommendations they have. Because the truth is, I don't act out. I have gotten so much better to the point where I don't even scream anymore. I've been much nicer because of that. Even before I was arrested, I was much nicer, and I have people to testify for that. Anybody that knows me in real life knows that I'm a very nice guy, and that is because I am actually a very nice person. I never want to hurt anybody. I don't even complicate that. The people that have hurt me in the past, especially the family members, guess what happened? And yes, at some point 10 years ago, I was very mad, angry at that situation. But guess what happened during that lifetime? They destroyed their own lives. And I had to, and being stepped, I just simply left. And the people that communicated with this to me told me these families, they fought amongst themselves. So now I don't even take anything personally anymore. And I feel bad for them now because apparently they are crazy. And to witness that, to witness these people having a self-destructive attitude, being angry at them at one point and then being having them self-destruct, and you see how truly crazy they truly are and exposed, you realize that, oh yeah, they're vulnerable, and you have a little bit of sympathy for that because of that. And that changed me a lot. I'm willing to forgive every single one of the people that has hurt me. I'm willing to forgive them, but they need to repent, meaning that they need to acknowledge what they did was wrong and then move on. If they cannot do that, then that's on them. I'm simply going to stay the fuck away from them and live my life happily, be surrounded with good people, and that's it. That's what I'm about. So for them to say anything that I'm aggressive and I'm this and this, it's all bullshit. And there's really not, and honestly, to be honest, they really don't have much of a case. What, I said the wrong thing? Okay, whatever. Everybody around me knows that I'm innocent. What are they going to try and use? A fucking mental health thing? Or he's not mentally stable or whatever the fuck? That's not true. So, at this point, the only thing they can do is lie at this point. But I'd rather, if they want me to take anger management or whatever they, think will help, I'll happily do that under those conditions that I've stated. That's the fair justice system, guys. That's what I want. And I hope you guys support me, and let me guys know what you think on the comment sections. Please be honest about this, and don't be rude, okay? Don't be judgmental prick, okay? You're not perfect either, okay? Get the fuck out of here if you're one of those judgmental assholes. You know, we don't need that shit anymore. We don't need public shaming of police officers. We don't need that shit anymore. I want us to build a society where we can all get along, and that's it. I hope you guys support that cause. Amen. God bless you. Bye. Hello, guys. This is